this is Mike Waters, and I'm introducing Gil Piger here on the guitar. He's going to play a selection from one of his albums. Gil, what song do you think you'd like to play?
Oh, I think a piece I call Oscar.
Oh, that was fantastic. Gil Piger, everybody. Yeah, this is me, Mike Waters. Hi, this is Gil out here. So we're going to start an interview with Gil. He's a local artist here in Woodinville, Washington. And he's been playing guitar for a long time. So, Gil, can you tell me a little bit about your guitar playing career?
And didn't really discover the guitar till, well, I did play it when I was in high school, as you know, singing Elvis songs and that kind of thing. Until I was actually in college is when I kind of fell in love with the classic guitar, and people kept giving me albums of classic guitar, and I found one that said where this guy had studied. I wasn't too impressed with his playing, but it said where he had studied at the Royal Conservatory in Madrid.
Mm.
And so I wrote to him and found out what I needed to do, and I would have matched all the requirements to be there by the time I was done with that semester, so I planned to go and I went.
How long were you in Spain then?
I was in Spain first time at 3 years.
3 years, wow. And what stage were you in your life then at that time? Were you really in your early career? Or?
I think I was 21 when I went to Spain.
Oh, so have you been playing guitar this whole time? Or?
Oh yes, yeah.
So a lot of different venues?
Yeah, I came back and went to, played strictly classical, of course,
okay.
Coming from a classical background, and then went, oh gosh, I did that for nearly 20 years, just straight classical.
Wow.
And then there was a little shift in my life when I moved from being a college professor down into a little place called Walla Walla.
Okay.
Walla Walla, Washington it's really a gorgeous place. So it's a neat little place, and I taught at all 3 colleges there.
Okay.
And in the meanwhile, I got this idea of a rhythm. I believe it was when I was driving my sports car at the time.
Okay.
And I was on a long drive, and I kept hearing, you know, the way the wheels would just make a noise. And then I got this tune going in my head, and so I started hearing the rhythm, more of the rhythm, and out of that came Tahoe Dreams, actually, which was on my first really big break into a different type of, not classics, not straight classical, but into more of what I've always called a flamenco fusion. And it's a mixture of classical, Latin, flamenco, and jazz all mixed together.
No, I mean your song Oscar sort of had, it didn't seem like it was strictly classical. I mean, it had elements. Yeah, it had elements of a little bit of jazz or rock and some flamenco and everything. So I mean, it's really refreshing to me. So when you were teaching at the colleges, were you teaching primarily classical guitar?
Yes, yes. I started out. I don't remember how many years I was there at the University of Idaho as a college professor, but I ended up having the largest group of students out of all the other departments.
But well, okay. Well, what kind of gigs do you have coming up here in the future?
Well, I hope to be putting my group together again, and then going out and promoting more of my new CD, which is called Spanish Classics with a Twist.
Oh, do you have any gigs locally here coming up?
Woodinville, there's lots of these wineries, so I'm going to be you know, connecting with all of them.
So look on your webpage. We can see maybe your concert tour here in the future, in the next for this summer.
Well, I would hope so.
You know, you'd be.
Yeah, because I definitely want to be promoting all this.
Yeah. So we'll be looking forward to that. Okay. Well, that's very good. It was nice to, you know, talk with you here, and you know, we had a good time. Hey, thanks, Gil.
Bye.
Okay, Bye. It's Mike Waters saying goodbye.